Good morning, tribe. Switching my focus from theater to TV and film feels like starting over, even though I have experience. I feel like I've changed sports, even though I'm the same athlete. Good morning. This is the morning report from the Working Actor NYC. And today's not so much about tips and tricks or strategic stuff. Today is less about practical stuff. It's more about philosophy, mindset, and strategy, because that's what I was dealing with yesterday. I got into a deep discussion about what it is to switch my focus from theater, which is where I have the vast majority of my experience, towards TV and film, and being proactive and smart and intelligent about how I can make that transition work. It's an interesting journey because in a lot of ways it feels like nothing's happening. I am turning down auditions for theater jobs because they would take me out of town. And my experience has shown me that for TV and film, they need to know that you're in town right now. And I want to respect that. And I spent a lot of last year away. I was highly employed last year, which is great. And I love it. I love being an actor, and I love traveling the country. And I was away a lot last year doing jobs. And I want to spend some time here in my home with my family. So making this very intentional transition away from specifically regional theater towards TV and film is a real adjustment, because I am used to making an income from acting, and right now that's not happening. So I got into this deep discussion about it. And actually, what kicked it off was Walton Goggins. I was thinking a lot about Walton Goggins, who is now a household name. He's not A-list, but like he's definitely moved up in the zeitgeist over the last 12 months. We can point to The White Lotus, the success of The White Lotus, and Fallout as contributing to that. But what's fascinating to me is that for years he was working. You know, he was in Django Unchained. I was looking at his IMDb. Let me pull that up. Django Unchained, The Accountant in 2001, I've certainly heard of. But then there are all these other projects that he's been a part of. The Hateful Fight, Justified, Sons of Anarchy I've heard of. The Hateful Eight. That Evening Sun, Randy and the Mob, and Them That Follow. The Righteous Gemstones, of course, I've heard of, but I don't know. It was just struck me that there are all of these TV and film projects that don't make the collective consciousness. They don't become famous. They don't hit the zeitgeist in the same way that The White Lotus and Fallout have. They just haven't achieved the same broad, recognizable success. But Walton Goggins been doing it for years, y'all. And it just struck me that there are all of these TV and film projects that just don't hit the zeitgeist in the same way. And that's still work, right? I would love to, make it onto, be a part of one of those shows. It doesn't, just because we've never heard of a lot of them, doesn't mean that that's not gainful employment, that that's not doing something for your career, that that's not, helping you pay your bills every month. So it's just an interesting space to be in, because I feel like even though I have all of this experience as a theater actor, and I have quite a respectable amount of experience as a TV actor, and I have a few jobs as a film actor. I have Broadway credits, I have film credits, I have TV credits. I can check those boxes, right? But the thing is, putting my focus onto TV and film is requiring a rigor in a different direction. I feel like I know how to apply myself to theater because I've been in it for 25 years. But I did my first TV job in 2000 in America. I did my first TV job in 2008, I want to say. Oh no, Law and Order was before that. Right, Flight of the Conchords. Flight of the Conchords, Law and Order. Those were prior to 2008. And then in 2008, I did a soap opera. I had a 4-episode arc on a soap opera as a drag queen. So I have experience, right? I have hit the zeitgeist in some of those areas, but not in a way that's been sustainable because I kept moving back to theater. Okay, great. So now I'm putting my focus on TV and film. And it feels like I'm starting over, even though I'm not. I'm not starting over. I have experience in this. And I have to meet, it's the same craft, but it's completely different playing field. I'm still the same actor, but I'm meeting entirely new casting directors. I'm building new visibility and doing things I've never done before. I'm trying to apply the same rigor that I've had in my theater career to TV and film. It's really, I don't know, when I moved to America from Australia, I felt like I was behind because I didn't know the repertoire. Because in Australia, we just don't have the same network of regional theaters that you have over here in America. So I didn't grow up knowing Damn Yankees or A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum. Do you know what I mean? Like, I had to learn the repertoire so that I could figure out how to position myself for those projects. I'm now having to do the same thing with TV and film because I am not a big TV watcher, right? It's just not a part of my experience. And when I do watch TV, it tends to be cooking competitions or RuPaul's Drag Race, let's be real. So now I'm having to, which is not to say that I don't enjoy television, but I can't say that I'm up to date on Fallout, Euphoria, White Lotus, The Bear, The Last of Us, like all of these projects that I know I would love watching. I just don't make the time to sit my ass down in front of the television and get up to date on them. It's, I don't know. Tell me if you have you ever felt like you're starting over even though you already have experience? Let me know in the chat. For those of you who are joining us, this is the morning report from the Working Actor NYC, wherever you're joining us from, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or TikTok. Welcome. Let me know where you are and what you're working on as an actor today. Interesting. Not pre-recorded, but there you go. So let me know what it is that you're working on in your acting career, and if you have any advice for me about how to make time to catch up with all of these television shows. It's interesting because I'm trying to figure out the best way to position myself for the casting directors that I have met. A lot of them are in independent film, and I'm fascinated by that. I mean, okay, humble brag. The one independent film that I've auditioned for, I booked. It was a small independent film called Miles, written and directed by Nathan Adloff, starring Molly Shannon and Paul Reiser. And it didn't make any impact in the world, but Oh, I see. It didn't make any impact in the world, but I'm proud that I can check that box and I had that experience and I enjoyed it. And I would 100% love to get deeper into that world. Going to the screening of Putty Sticks a couple of days ago, it really made me feel like part of a community just going to a screening of an independent film. I got chatting with the people around me, one of whom was one of the actors in the film, Bethany Kay, and her friend Torrin. I met Lily. It felt like a group of people that I was like, oh, we're in this together. Like, it felt like a community. And I want to deepen my involvement in that community. So I, I, I feel like I'm doing things that I haven't done before in order to expand my experience of what it is to be an actor in New York City. Of course, I'm talking about making a living as an actor in New York City. So I don't know. The thing that I always tell my coaching clients, I teach. The thing is that I'm in it with you, right? I am doing it right alongside you. I am working on my craft. I'm working on my visibility. I'm working on my relationships, and I'm working on my infrastructure. Those are all the things that I encourage my coaching clients to do as well. And I am sharing everything that I am learning right alongside you. And I welcome. I've always said that I'm a late bloomer and a slow starter. It just takes me time, but I figure it out and I get it done. And when I get it done, I am ready to share it with y'all. So I will keep you posted on my progress and let you know what it is that I learn as I keep going along the way. And I feel like if you're in the same boat as me and you feel like you're transitioning into a new phase of your career, just remember you're not starting over, you're starting forward, right? It's the same craft, but they are new relationships. So give yourself grace about moving into a new phase of your career in a new avenue. The skills come with you. The visibility just takes time. That's what I am learning as I join this. So remember, friends, wherever you are in your career, you got this. Keep going. I'll be right back here tomorrow at 8 a.m. See you then.